He's a native of He's a native of Fayetteville. He's been married for 15 years to his wife Bridget. They share one daughter together. He is an educator. And then we have Robin Hudson, born in Brooklyn, New York, raised in Fayetteville.
Oh,
She has two adult children. She's married to Walter Hudson. She's been married for 25 years. And she's also an educator. And today they're going to share their experience of the weight loss program that they have chosen. Thank you for joining us today.
oh, no problem.
How you doing? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
All right, let me see here. Why is it? Let me see. Let me get to see if I can fix this echo real quick. We got going on here for some reason here. Let me see. Get this taken care of here. 1 second, lovely folks. Reconnect. All right, say something, Mahogany Rose.
Testing, testing. Are you on yourself on the page?
No, let me see here. We just checking. We're getting our sound right real quick. We're just having some
Okay. Robin
echo
saying
going.
she can't hear.
Who's that?
Robin, Miss Hudson.
Okay, she can't hear us. Can you
Danny, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, what about you, Miss Hudson? Can you hear us?
She can hear now. She's good.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yes, yes, I hear.
We're echoing. Let me see. Check.
Testing.
Okay. Testing. So echo, right?
It's delayed.
Yeah, I heard it that time.
Oh wow. Okay. Just give us a moment. I'm trying to work.
Okay.
Walter Hudson. She's been an educator for 12 years and married for 25 years. Welcome to the show, Miss Hudson.
Thank you.
What part of
Thank you
Brooklyn
for
is
having me.
Hudson? What part?
Flatbush.
Flatbush.
Oh,
Okay.
Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay, Brooklyn. Okay, I know Flatbush. Okay. Yeah, we used to do our space tournaments over in Flatbush.
Okay.
We used to be over on Ocean Avenue, Newport.
Ocean Avenue. Yeah, that's where my mother.
Yeah. When the weather was nice, we switched over to Prospect Park. When the weather was nice, we take the tables out, get our little spades out in Prospect Park, you know? Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being here to show. We're going to talk a little bit about weight loss and some of the dangers that we did, some of the good things too, because I know that you have had some good experience with weight loss.
It's a really yeah, we'll stop that right now. What's going on?
Okay.
Testing.
Okay, so it's one of them on there. Okay, I think it might be Danny.
Testing.
Is it mine? I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay, we got you. Let me make sure.
Testing. Okay, so Danny, are you on 2 devices?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I'm gonna send you a new link, okay, Danny?
All right, I'm just on my phone. That's all.
Okay, so I'm gonna send you a new link, okay, Danny?
All right.
Okay. All right. Invite. Copy. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Miss Robin, how you doing, man? I'm sorry for about all the disruption here. We had to get our stuff right here.
That's fine. I'm doing great. How about you?
We doing good. Let me try my boy Danny. Danny, how you doing there?
I'm good. Is it still echoing?
Testing.
We're
No,
good
we're
now. We're good.
good.
We're
We're
good. We're
good.
Okay.
good.
Now we're cooking with grease.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm so
That's
sorry.
okay.
It's all good. It's all good. So I know that you know, doing different type of weight loss programs, and I know I'm familiar with the gastric bypass. I'm familiar with the sleeve. My aunt had got the gastric bypass, and I think she lived maybe 2 to 3 months after getting it. She had a lot of health problems with it. I also had a friend that went through a lot of complications with it as well, and she's actually wind up putting the weight back on again.
Mm.
So I know there could be like if you don't follow certain routines or if you don't do certain things, it can be a danger. I know also Kanye West's mother went through a procedure where she I don't think she made it off the operating table. Did she, Kanye West's
I'm
mother?
not sure. I'm not sure.
Could you Miss Robert, could you just let us know a little bit about your experience and what surgery weight loss did you use?
Okay, I had the it's called the dual switch. That's where sort of like my food is going through my small intestines instead of my large intestines. So that's like the gastric bypass and the sleeve put together.
Yep.
So my stomach is like the sleeve, but they rerouted my food, not going through my large intestines, but go through my small intestines. When they go through your small intestines, you absorb less calories.
Okay, so what was it that made you want to get the surgery in the first place? Was it health issues?
No, I was starting to have health issues, but really one day my daughter just took a picture of me. We went somewhere out of town, and she took a picture of me and just put it on Facebook. And when she put it on Facebook, I didn't recognize myself, to be
Wow.
truthful with
Okay.
you. And I was like, "Whoa!" And I begged her to take that picture down because it was. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Okay.
I couldn't believe I had let myself get that far.
So you looked at yourself every day in the mirror and you were never self conscious until you saw that picture and it was like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Because when I put pictures on Facebook, I crop them and
Crop
make
it.
sure
Yep.
they're right before I put them on there. But she just put the picture up there, and I was like, "Ooh."
Wow, wow.
You saw you saw the whole picture.
I saw the whole picture.
Yeah.
It was, and I look down at that picture. I look so unhealthy. Even my
Yeah.
skin didn't look right.
Did you have any confidence issues at all, Miss Hammond?
Yeah. I
Miss Hudson?
now that I look back, before I had that surgery, I had to really look at myself, and I had to change my way of thinking because I got tired of thinking.
Yeah.
I'm looking to people. When I get up
Ah,
there and I sing in a group, I sing in a group, and we have to walk up on. So now before I get up on stage, I got to figure out what's the best way for me to get up on this stage without people thinking that I'm too big to get up on this stage, and without me looking like I'm too big and having problems walking up the stairs to get on the stage. Then when I get done singing, now I got to walk down the stairs. Now I got to make sure that I'm walking correctly so that they won't think that I'm having trouble or walking down the steps. It was just, I just got tired of it, was exhausting just thinking about how I look to other people. And I just couldn't do it anymore.
gotcha, gotcha. Okay. What about yourself, Mr.
I don't
Danny?
know if
Well,
that
what
makes
was
sense,
what
but
was
that's what I felt.
It makes a
Uh,
lot of sense.
it makes sense to me because I'm about to share my story. So like in January, I've always been big, man. But like she said, January 2020, right before the shutdown, we went on our first family cruise. And when we got to Nassau, I couldn't get off the boat because I was so tired from walking just down the gangway. So my daughter and wife went on. I was upset about that. Of course, I blasted. I was like, man, y'all didn't wait for me and stuff, but I literally couldn't do it. So after the shutdown, I started gaining more and more weight, and then finally, I was just like, it's time to do something. Uh, like she said, I would crop my pictures, even though I mean I was 600 pounds, man. So so it's one of the things I knew I was big. So
600.
oh yeah, my highest recorded weight was 618 pounds.
But you was at the wrong place to decide that you want to lose weight. You was on a cruise with all the food you want, all the food
Yeah,
you could eat.
no. And the thing
Yeah.
was, I didn't decide then. It was when we got back, I was like, man, I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't have as much fun as I wanted to on the cruise because I couldn't do anything. And then it started going in my mind then. And then finally, like I said, probably about June of 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, I was like, it's time to do something. If I don't do it now, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
Now I know Miss Hudson that mentioned that she was self-conscious. Were you self-conscious? No, Miss Hudson was more like she was worried about what other people thought about her. She was worried about what other people looked at. Were you self-conscious, or were you also worried about what other people was looking, how other people looked at you?
Yeah, same thing. Like, I've always been a good talker, man. So I can I can always hide what my true feelings were, what I was saying. So like I say, oh, it don't bother me, but inside it hurt. I mean, when people say stuff, they make sly remarks, and like you said, you really don't, in your head how big you are, but then until you see it, like I think that was my wake up call when we was on our cruise. I couldn't do nothing. Like I could walk up down the aisles like in the ship, but when it came time to get off and actually walk like without the confinements, it was like, man, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And then again, my daughter was just like, Daddy, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I couldn't do it physically. I just couldn't do it.
Did you have a fear of falling?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Matter of fact, I go to a chiropractor now. He's like, Danny, I can tell you took a couple falls when you were bigger. Now it's affecting you now, because I mean, even though I lost all this weight, I still have issues with stability in one of my legs. I mean, I can stand upright and run and stuff, but every once in a while, it's like my left leg. But all right, we're not playing today. So
I was afraid if I fall, how was I going to help you up?
Yeah, exactly.
And then that would be, to me, that would be, I'll just roll over and die.
Yeah.
Because then I knew everybody would have to help me get up.
Yeah, I had that conversation with my wife. I said, if I fall, just let me stay there.
So what were the steps? What were the steps that you guys had to go through in order before you had the surgery? Were there other options offered to you?
Like maybe like exercising or something like that, or you said no, I want the easy way.
First of all, the easy way, not the surgery. The surgery is not the easy way. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. I always hear people say that surgery to exercise is the easy way. And it's not even easy way. But the surgery is definitely not the easy way. But as far as the steps getting into it, as far as I've always tried to exercise, I've always tried to eat right, but you got to get your mind right. Your whole outlook on food has to change. And that's the hardest part. They don't tell you about on them shows 600 Pounds Life or anything like that. Your whole mindset has to change. Because right now, even though I got, like, I had the same surgery she had, if I went back to trying to eat like I used to, A, I'm going to get sick. B, I'm going to end up right back where I was, and I don't want to do that.
Not an option.
Yeah. Exactly. It's funny that you say that, because we had I reached out to another guest, and she didn't want to come on the show because she put the weight back on.
Okay.
And she was embarrassed that she had put the weight back on.
And I mean, I understand that. I'm sorry, Miss Edson, keep talking. I apologize.
No. Go ahead.
I understand that situation too, because like you feel like a failure, man. I mean, but at the same time, to me, I always tell people, even though people don't think about it, food is a drug, really. I mean, some people think of it like a drug. It's a coping mechanism. People that smoke meth and stuff, they don't do it because it makes them feel good. They do it because it helps them cope with something. And the initial feeling might feel good, but then after a while, it's just, oh man, I don't feel good today. Let me go ahead and do this drug, or let me eat. Let me go, midnight. Let me eat some ice cream. Let me eat them chips.
Something to make you feel good.
Yeah.
And Miss Hudson, can you just answer that same direction that Mahogany had asked?
Oh, the steps I went through. At first, I wish I would have done this surgery that I had in 2021. I wish I would have did it 5 years before. When I was in my low 300s.
So
And
how
I did
how much weight did you gain? What was your highest weight?
422.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
422 and I could not believe it. When I got to 385, I was like, whoa. And then when I went to the doctor, I was 419. And I was confused. I was confused because I'm like, how the heck did that happen? But I did mine during the pandemic too. And it seemed like after the pandemic happened, like it just started coming on me like that, and I couldn't stop it. And uh when I first wanted to have the surgery, I went to my doctor and they put me on some type of pills to help me curb my
Yeah.
appetite, and I was
Yep.
losing weight. And then my uncle passed away, and that kind of bothered me, and I went into like a depression, and I started back eating again, and I gained that weight that I lost plus more. So then when I came here to when I was in Fayetteville trying to get the surgery, they were very discouraged. I don't know where you had yours, but they were
And
very
Rex,
discouraging. Huh?
and Rex up in Raleigh.
Rex up in Raleigh,
Okay,
because
yeah, there, yeah,
Fayetteville was
same.
very, very, very discouraging.
Yeah,
And they were like 6 months, 12 months,
yeah,
9 months. And
yeah.
I'm like, I ain't gonna make it that long. So then my doctor said, well, there's other places. And so she sent me to Rex, April Fool's Day 2021. She sent me to Rex. And by July 21st, I was having
Yep,
my surgery.
yep.
Dr.
So
Young, Dr. Youngworth.
I believe sometimes women are too hard on themselves, and I think sometimes they believe that they are way too big because like women are very critical of themselves.
We
And I
are.
think sometimes they over exaggerate. So when they over exaggerate, they go and they want to get these surgeries. But I think that sometimes they're doing themselves a disservice because they're just you're being just too hard on themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean, but when you get to, he said he got to 600, but when a woman gets to 400 pounds, and when I was younger, I ain't trying to be funny, but when I was younger, I was like Sandra on 227. And I
Okay, okay.
I got you.
and I miss that. That's what they used to call me. Hey, Jackie.
Yeah, it's funny you
And I
said
miss
Dr.
that.
Young. Yeah, Dr. Youngworth. My wife just had surgery in June, and same thing. She had with Dr. Youngworth as well.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Well,
Shout out to Rex.
when I had my surgery, I had sort of a horror story with my surgery, but it had nothing to do with my weight. While they were in there doing my surgery, I had the hernia repair, and the hernia repair didn't take, so I ended up having some complications, not from the weight loss surgery, but 2 days later from that, where I went back to Rex in the hospital, and I was in intensive care for about 9 to 10 days on oxygen. But it wasn't from the weight loss surgery. It was from the hernia repair that they did while they were in there. And that led to my husband, because he kept trying to talk me out of the surgery. So when that happened, he was like, I knew it. Didn't I tell you? I told you. You shouldn't have done this surgery. So I had to fight myself and him and listen to other opinions before I had the surgery.
But I'm sure
Because
he had valid concerns, though, right? He had valid concerns as to why he didn't want you to get that surgery, though, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
he did. And
Yeah.
but like I said, it wasn't the weight loss surgery. It was the hernia that got me to where I was back in the hospital.
Okay. Now, Danny said this is not the easy way. A lot of people are looking at this as, I want the microwave version. I want this to happen quickly as possible. And you're saying this is not the easy way.
Not
It's
at
not.
all.
It's not. It's not the easy way. Trust me. If I could get in the gym every day and exercise every day, you gotta be really, 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 really dedicated to get in that gym every day, to eat right every day. And I already knew I could go 2, 3 months and be doing good, and then I would
Fall off.
fall
Yeah.
off.
And that's
And I
exactly
and
what
I know
people.
me, and that's not what I want to do, because if I kept waiting to go in the gym and stay in that gym and stay in that gym and stay in that gym, only to fall off and get back off the wagon and start back up again. I'm gonna be 500 pounds, and I couldn't do that.
It's challenging. It's definitely challenging.
Whew, it
But that's
is.
what people that are going to the gym are thinking. The people that are going to the gym are saying, "Oh man, I can't. It's hard for me to get up to go to the gym every day or every other day, whatever. I'd rather just go get the surgery." I got a family member right now, as we speak, that's saying to himself, "I would rather go get the surgery than to go to the gym,"
Well,
because they thinking this is the easy way out.
well, let me tell you, and I hope this family member hears this story. If you
Okay.
don't, if you have the surgery and just sit around and think that you're just going to get healthy by not doing anything, because you got, I mean, that's one that you got to do something. You got to do some exercises, because not you're going to lose all the muscle that you had before is going to go away, and then you're just going to be basically skin, a blob. You got to be more dedicated than ever. I mean, to me, like my wife, she decided to have the surgery because she saw how good mine was. And it's only because I knew I didn't want to go back to that where I was. You have to dedicate your life to. I don't want to say like a full-fledged life of health, but you definitely got to. You got to take your medicine. You got to take your vitamins. Cause that's a lifelong dedication right there. You got to take vitamins all the time. Yeah, I was about to say, show them the thing. I know you got
What
it
was
right
that,
there.
Miss Hudson?
Uh,
What was that? What was that?
my vitamins,
Vitamins.
vitamins, vitamins.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
gotta
you
take
got
these
it.
vitamins.
Yeah. You got to take. You got a regimen of vitamins. And it cures up. Like if say you got diabetes or something. Like I was a borderline diabetic. When I got my blood work the other day, I almost cried because I thought my blood sugar was too low. My doctor was like, "No." My best friend is a doctor, and so
Yeah.
anything I do, I go through him first because I know, his bottom line is to keep his friend alive, not just, a bottom line. So I always tell anybody I work with, I'm gonna go through Dr. Lee first before I go to anybody. So he's like, man, people would kill for that blood sugar. It's so low. My blood sugar is like way below diabetic now. I was like, 'cause I started to get worried. I said, what in the world, man? I used my blood sugar being about 6 and up. Now
So,
it's in the low fours now. So
so
That's
since
good.
your surgeries, have you all set like goals, weight goals
oh
that you
yeah,
want to maybe maintain?
I have I I have not set a weight goal. I have a size that I want to be.
Okay, okay.
yeah,
So and whatever that size is, whatever my weight is, then that's what it will be.
got you.
But now that I've reached that size or very close to that size, I'm I'm kind of mad with myself because I can stand to lose another 80 pounds. So I think I'm going to maybe keep on trying and see what happens and see where it takes me. Because I'm not finished by no means.
Yeah,
So when you, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say to Calvin that he was talking about his family member. This weight loss surgery is a tool
yeah,
that it's just like a screwdriver that you need to get a screw out. It's just something to help you get it out. So this weight loss is just something to help you lose your weight. It's no guarantee that the weight's going to stay off of you. So if you don't have the right mindset when you do it, that weight is going to come back.
Wow. So, like, what was some of the, like, if you had to tell? Because I know in the black community, you know, soul food. We love our soul food, right? But that soul food is probably the one of the biggest dangers that we face, whatever, because we it's filled with a lot of fatty foods and a lot of unhealthy foods, a lot of pork, all that kind of stuff. Now I ain't gonna say a lie. I eat pork. I eat pork like a mug. You hear me when I tell you I eat pork? I eat pork. But what I'm trying to say is that you know. Would you guys say that that is a big contribution to why some of us in the black community, why we have these issues with weight and our health?
Go ahead. I mean, I don't know.
Because
I would
I'm
say
sure you changed your eating habits, right?
I had to
okay.
change my eating habit simply
Okay, so
because
you're not eating soul
the
food
way
no
my
more like
food
you
is, it
used
won't
to,
let me
right?
digest.
So
Huh?
are you still eating a lot of soul food?
No. No,
Okay,
I
that's what
had to
exactly
change
where
my
I'm
eating
going.
habit because simply because the type of surgery that I had and he had the same one, it won't let you eat like that. It just won't.
Yeah, and even I'm further along than she is. I'm a little bit over 2 years. Even now, like I can push my limits a little bit, but if I do too much, believe me, within an hour or so, my wife will be fussing at me because that bathroom gonna be told because
Yeah,
it's gonna let you know.
yeah. Your digestive systems change.
It's going
So,
yeah
what are some
because
foods that you had to stop eating? Like, what are some of the foods that you had to leave alone because it was dangerous if you continued to eat it?
Rice.
yeah
Right?
Rice is not good for me. It sits heavy on my stomach. Pizza, even the homemade pizza, the healthy kind of pizza, I can't eat that. Fried foods. I love Smithfield fried chicken, but
oh yeah
Man,
you know,
I I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if
and
I'd be able to live.
and that's what I'm saying.
when
Your
you
whole
get over
mindset got to change.
400 pounds, when you get
Yeah.
under 400 pounds, and it's hard for you to breathe, yeah, yeah, you will, but you will, if
Did
you
the
have
doctor did the doctor discuss risk factors with having the surgery afterwards, complications, anything like that?
no, not with me. I
Well,
don't recall.
with me, because like, again, I have the benefit, like I said, my best friend being a doctor. He told me everything to ask before I go in there. So, um, I don't know about Miss Hudson, but well, I know for a fact that you had to do all the classes beforehand, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So my friend, and he was like, just ask him, what's the risk factors, if you're with your doctor by yourself or in the class. And I asked the doctor when I was, because I didn't want to deter anybody in the classes from not getting the surgery. Because when I was in there, everybody in my class, when I was going, they were like 400 and up, man. And,
Mhm.
matter of fact, one guy was in a wheelchair, and I saw him probably about a year ago. He's not in the wheelchair anymore. He's walking around upright and stuff. So, but I did ask him, and he said if you don't make the change, you got two choices. Basically, you can keep gaining and die. Basically, heart attack, stroke, whatever. He said, well, there's like minor complications. It's all obstruction stuff if you eat stuff that you're not supposed to be eating.
Mhm.
Like she said, rice is a big factor with me. If I eat grits, I love grits, man. It's one of them things. And I asked the doctor, I was like, look, can I have grits? He was like, 6 months out. He said, but make sure you water them down a little bit. I got to eat. Like my grandma would smack the mess out of me the way I eat grits now because she's like, you're not supposed to have grits like that no
Yeah.
more.
You
You
know
know,
what? They go down better when you add a little bit more water to them.
yeah. But like I said, Margie Tatum is rolling in her grave right now. What are you doing to them grits, boy? So,
Yeah.
but
They,
stuff like that, you just gotta. The complications are there, but to me, the complications did not or outweigh the my life complications. Like literally, I could barely get in and out of the shower, use the bathroom hardly by myself. It's starting to get hard just to live,
Yeah.
wow.
And
Okay.
Yeah, simple gas.
financially, it was starting to bother me
and
because
that too.
you remember, Rosetta, when me and you first met, I had a car,
Right.
and my husband saw me struggling. I had a Nissan Altima, and my
Mm-hmm.
husband, and I got it brand spanking new, and my husband saw me struggling
Yeah.
getting out of the car, and he was the one who took me back to Nissan dealership, and we got a Pathfinder, so I wouldn't have to go in and out the car the way I did, because it was
Wow.
hard. It was hard getting in, and just getting out of the car was a struggle.
Yeah.
I noticed that the seems like to me it always seemed like the biggest people choose the smallest cars, and I didn't know if that was just something like it was easier for them. I didn't know. I was like, why it seemed like the biggest people always want to be in the smallest cars, and they got to squeeze into them, but they choose those over a big car for some reason. I would never understood that. You know what I mean?
So, do you all feel that your balance is a little better
Oh yeah.
since your surgery?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I move much better. I feel much better. I'm more confident with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I think I need to lose about 80 more pounds, I could lose 100 pounds. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not. But the only problem I really had was the negative comments
Exactly.
after the surgery. I had negative comments after the surgery, things that I don't know if it was just me being in my feelings and being touchy, but some people would say things. Even my own mother would say something. Oh, your butt's not big like it used to be, And I'm
Yeah.
sitting like, till one day I just told her, I said, "Don't say that to me no more. Just please don't." And she said, "That was a compliment." I said, "Don't say that. Please don't say that to me no more." And then
So it could be sensitive.
another person in my church, at that point, I had lost 100 pounds. And she said, "You lost 100 pounds?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "You need to lose 100 more."
Oh
And I'm
God.
like, you know what
Oh
I'm saying? Like, and they think they're saying something really nice or encouraging, but stuff like that, I would
Yeah.
just rather for them not to say
the,
nothing to me.
the biggest thing that I get is people say, "Oh, you too skinny now." I say, "Well, you won't saying I was too fat when I was 6'18". You
Right.
didn't say
Yeah,
nothing then. So
yeah.
that's the one thing that gets on my nerves.
See, my family member. He says, "Oh, he wants to do it this way because he's having problem with his knees, and he does have to walk upstairs to get to his home. But he said that his back, his knees and stuff like the wear and tear on his body
Mhm,
is what making him want to go this route as
mhm.
Well,
opposed to working out or going exercising."
tell him the doctor's gonna tell him to work out. I'm just let you know that right now. Because I go to the gym 5 to 6 times a week, man. I'm every morning if I go to school,
Oh, I
I'm at the
wish.
gym. Well, I have to
Me
because
too.
I know if
Me
I don't
three.
do it, it's not gonna happen, man. That's just me.
Yeah,
Like
I
I said,
just left the gym today.
my whole mindset changed, man. I'm not
Mhm.
saying I like it, but I mean, like I said, it's a lifestyle change.
Yeah, you know what? And going back to where I was is just not an option.
It's not an option, exactly.
What do you
It's
say
just
to people who say, "You know what? I'm gonna die anyway. I'm gonna die happy. I'm gonna die eating what I want to eat." You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen people that say, "You know what? I'm gonna eat what I want to eat. I'm gonna die anyway. So if I'm gonna put on weight, whatever, I'm gonna die happy." You know what I'm saying?
um,
That's
I don't know if that's true or not. It's just maybe just their way of saying something so nobody else won't say anything to them.
And
Yep.
coping
But
with their situation, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
because especially if they're already big. See, my biggest fear was, and I had a friend that passed away in 2019. She was a big woman. My biggest thing was if I leave this earth, they got to carry my casket somewhere. I ain't want, it's like I don't want that burden on nobody. I know it sounds crazy, but it's insane that people would say something like that. I mean, like she said, I think it's just something they coping with. Because I mean, it's to say. I mean, don't get me wrong. I miss eating the way I used to. I miss it, but I refuse to go back to where I was.
both of
you
you
know
have
what?
something in
A lot of
common.
people, a lot of people think that you. I still watch 600 Pound Life.
Oh yeah,
I
but
have to. I have to keep watching that.
do you watch it in a different manner now, though?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I watch it now, and some of the things that they do, like you see one person will go and get something in the food, the fast
drive
food
through.
restaurant,
Yeah.
and they go somewhere and eat it by themselves, and then they
Yeah.
come home, and
Oh
then they
yeah.
eat with everybody else. I saw myself doing that one time.
I I've done that before. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw myself doing that one time, and I'm like, wow, that's me. And then now I see it. I can't judge those people. I can't judge them saying they don't know. I can't judge them. So because everybody gained this weight for a reason.
Hmm.
Everybody gained this weight for a reason. I wasn't molested. I wasn't abused or anything like that. That wasn't my case.
Right.
Um, that wasn't the case for me. It was just basically, I'm not trying to be funny, but I like my fried chicken. I like my brownies. I like my grits. I like my rice. I like my peas. I just like my food. And me growing up, my grandparents raised me. I didn't know anything about exercise. I was always told, eat the food on your plate and don't leave nothing on your plate.
Yep.
That's
And
true.
that's
You
what I
know,
was.
That's a condition in the black community. We are conditioned
Yeah,
to think that
absolutely.
way because, like you said, our grandparents and parents, you better eat everything on that plate. So
Mm-hmm.
now, as adults, we grow up thinking that we got to eat everything. No matter the plate could be full, but we are trying to eat every inch of that plate. We're trying to get every piece of food off of that plate, and we don't know that that's not good for us. It's bad for us. Once we need to tell ourselves, once we get to a certain amount, once we feel full, that's it.
Yeah.
That's enough. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But because we're conditioned to think that we got to eat everything on the plate, we continue stuffing ourselves, knowing that we're full, we're uncomfortable, but we're trying to get everything off of that plate. You
You
know what I
sit at
mean?
the table breathing hard while you're eating.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I have a guest. I have a guest that have a question. They want to know. They want to know what about the excess skin
Oh,
after you get the surgery.
I have it. I have
yeah,
it.
I do too.
I
So
mean,
you
that's it.
so you didn't
Maybe
get it
my doctor
removed.
said maybe after I finish losing all my weight, if it's within my financial budget, then I'll get rid of it. If it's
and,
not, then I won't.
and I think that you tell the person is asking. I'm pretty sure they watch 600 Pound Life.
Hmm.
Doctor, the guy that does that does everything in house. The That's not everywhere. You know what I mean? Everywhere don't. So for us to do that, it'll be like literally thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands upon dollars
Hmm.
for us to do that. So like you said, if it's in our financial wheelhouse after I lose all this weight, maybe. But
But if
Okay.
recovery,
not, like I said, I deal with it. I don't know
I,
about men, but that's what spanks are for.
yeah. Hey, look, I, hey,
I like
I don't care.
good answer.
My if my wife not complaining about it, I don't care. You know, so
Yeah,
There
but
you go.
men can't use Spanx though. What are men supposed to do? They can't use
I don't
Spanx.
know what y'all
Man,
supposed to do, but
man,
I
like
just
girl. Oh
like
no.
like like I said, as long as Bridget Singleton like it, I don't care.
yeah. That's what
Why
I said.
why isn't it
My
part of the
husband said he
surgery though?
don't
Why
mind,
isn't it?
so
But why isn't that part of the surgery? Why can't the weight loss be part A and the removal of the excess skin be part B? Because the surgery that's doing the weight loss, obviously he's a plastic surgeon. So why can't he do this?
No,
No.
no,
that like I said,
no.
that's Doctor Now's thing. He's not even. He
That's
just
not the
in there.
now thing, yeah.
He's not even a plastic surgeon. People in they work for him, but he's not a plastic surgeon. It's like I
Do
said, he
they
has like he has like a one stop shop.
do they consider it like cosmetic to have the skin
Yeah, it's a
removed?
cosmetic, and then
I
if
think it is, yes.
us as educators, uh, there's I think I want to say because I looked into it. There's only one form that they might pay for, but it's still not guaranteed. And that's if like your skin is like hanging, on your stomach, and it causes rashes and whatnot. But you got so much paperwork to go through for that. Um, it's insane. Our insurance don't cover it. Basically, that's basically the gist of it. Insurance, if my insurance don't cover it, and I don't have the money for it, then I'm just be a flying squirrel around here. I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
having the excess skin. So
Okay, so
Yeah.
insurance did cover it.
cover our weight loss surgery, yes.
Oh, okay,
Hmm.
okay, gotcha. But you have to go. According to one of my guests, is it a lot of clearances you got to go through before the insurance company will approve it? You got to get
Approve,
like clearance
approve
from
which one?
doctors and
The weight
stuff like
loss
that.
surgery or the skin?
No,
Weight loss.
for the weight loss.
Everybody's insurance company is different.
Okay.
I went to the classes with a lady where I had to do 6 classes. Her insurance company wanted her to do 12.
12, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so my insurance company, I have Champ VA, my husband, and it in the book it was about that much about
Yep.
weight loss surgery. So that's what I did. So it wasn't a whole lot of this. You got to do this and that and blah blah blah. It wasn't like that.
And me being with the Blue Cross Blue Shield State, if it wasn't
You
for
had
the
to do
class that I
12.
do, huh?
You had to do 12 classes, didn't you?
Actually, I didn't. When I went, it was literally 6, maybe.
It's okay. Yeah. I
Um,
know. I thought the lady that I saw, I thought she had Blue Cross because she said she had to do 2 a week.
yeah. Well, like I said, if it weren't for the classes, they said my insurance covered. I'd already met because like she said before, all the health issues I had before, I'd already met my cap. So I mean, literally, the insurance won't. It was already covered.
Gotcha.
So, but you know what? With me, after I never had cholesterol problems. I didn't have any type of issues I had blood pressure problems because I have sciatica in my back, and the pain make my blood
Yeah.
pressure. But other than that, that's the only problems I had. So after I had surgery, now my blood pressure is up. Now we got to try to figure out how to get my blood pressure right.
Well,
So is that
go-
is that something that's causing that? Is the weight loss causing that?
You would think it would
I
be the
don't know.
opposite.
Yeah, I
I
would.
don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know. Can I ask you a question? Is it Donnie?
Danny.
Danny? Let
Yes,
me
ma'am.
ask you a question. When you had your weight loss surgery, who did you tell about it
Well, you mean before
before you
or?
had your weight loss surgery?
Well, it's funny you asked that because I literally, like on the whim, I went up to Raleigh just for a class. I called, went up to Raleigh, didn't even tell my wife. I just went up to Raleigh to take the first class. And then when I got back, she was like, "Where'd you go?" I said, "I went to Rex." And she looked at me like, "You didn't tell me you was going to, because I said I'm tired of being fat. I just said I'm tired of being fat." She was the only one I told about it at first.
Yeah. I didn't tell, I didn't, of course, I told my husband. And I told maybe two, I don't have but two friends. I told my two friends. I didn't tell my mother until the week before my
Oh,
surgery. I didn't tell
yeah.
anybody because
My-
I didn't want nobody in my ear talking to me. I didn't want nobody in my ear just giving me their opinion. I didn't want to hear any of that.
Miss
So I
Robin,
didn't.
you told me.
I did. Oh yeah, I did tell you something. At that time, I think we were working together, and I told people who was not going to, who didn't know all my personal friends and
yeah.
family.
Right.
So therefore, it wasn't going to be a conversation. Oh, Robin get ready to have the surgery. It wasn't going to be that type of conversation.
Like,
Well,
Mhm.
let me give it up for both of y'all spouses for hanging with y'all through all that. Let me
That's
give it up for
true.
them.
That's true.
because I,
Because I'm a paraplegic, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know if my wife get 400 pounds. I don't know. I don't know if I can stay. I don't know if I can stay.
Oh, stop
I
it.
wanna give y'all spouses credit. I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to my husband because he told me he didn't care what I weigh. He was not leaving me.
I love that. I love that. I
Aw.
love that. But unfortunately for me, for me sexually, sometimes a woman got to get on top, and she might crush the fuck out of me. I gotta make sure. I don't know if I can say. But I gotta give him credit. I gotta give him credit.
Oh Lord.
Well, he said he wasn't going nowhere, so he hasn't. Even
I like
through it
his
all.
style. I like his style. What was you gonna say, Miss Roseanne?
Have you all joined any support groups after the surgery?
I haven't.
no, I have like a core group of guys because one of the if you go online right now, you'll see white women basically on a lot of the bariatric groups,
Mm-hmm.
and I got like a core group of black males friends that have had it because they know what I went through, because they went through it before me. Therefore, we can help people. I wouldn't call it a support group, but I mean, if people reach out, we're here. You know what I mean? Just like I'm starting to notice a lot more black women as well.
I have one on Facebook. It's a Facebook page, and it's black women who have had weight loss surgery.
Yeah,
Good.
And that's the
Because-
one I go on, and we
Because-
share recipes and different and tell our story and
That's it.
and keep everybody updated on our progress.
because
Good.
one of the key aspects that they don't tell you about is the mental side of weight loss surgery. Because man, I'm sorry, my light keep going. I apologize, but some days, man, like especially early on, I still felt like I was 600 pounds. One time I looked, I went to the bathroom at school and I walked and I looked in the mirror like sideways. I was like, excuse me, I was like, who the hell is that right there? And I looked, it was me. I didn't realize I lost that much weight because in my mind, I was still 600 pounds.
You still feel that way.
Yeah.
Even I still feel that way sometimes. Even now,
Oh, yeah.
even when
Yeah.
I go buy clothes and I will hold them up and I'm like, I know I can't wear that. And then I go in the dress room and it come right up and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. And
Can
then
I ask a question? Because
Yes.
both of y'all talked about the same thing. Y'all both talked about how it was expensive. Can y'all elaborate on why it was so much more expensive to have more weight? Because y'all were saying that it was expensive to maintain that type of lifestyle. Why was it expensive?
For me, it was expensive for clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Clothes and
I love my clothes, and for me and I always want to look nice in my clothes, and I just couldn't. If I could go to Walmart and get clothes to
That's the
fit
best
me,
part.
I would. If I could go to Roses and get clothes to fit me, I would, but I didn't. Lane Bryant and Tort got a whole lot of my money, and they still getting it because I'm still making payments on these credit cards. Lane Bryant got a lot of my money, and a lot of other stores, online stores, got a lot of my money because I want to look nice in my clothes. You got to understand, when you're that big, you're putting on a front for a lot of people because you can't let nobody know that you unhappy with yourself.
Yeah, that you hurting. Yeah.
You know, you can't let I can't, if I let people know that I'm not happy with myself, then there's something wrong with me. And I
Okay,
can't let
so
nobody know there's something wrong with me.
so are you both now? Are either one of you doing like educational seminars? Are you going out and bringing awareness to
You
this
should.
and talking to people
You
about this and
should.
what the do's and don'ts, what they should do, so you can just help somebody else be a blessing to somebody else?
Start your own group.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm still learning everything myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's funny.
And
It's funny
I'm
you
gonna let
said
you know,
that.
I'm not, every now and then I might pick me a piece of brownie, you know.
Yeah. And
But you're
and
human at the end of the day. So,
there's
Miss
nothing wrong with that
Robin, I
either.
mean,
By the way, Miss Hester, there's nothing wrong with that. You just know
Yeah,
you can't go
I
back.
know, but I'm just saying, I just don't. I'll talk about it. You know, I talk about it at work with you. I talk about it, and if I can help someone, I will. But the main thing I tell people, when I talk about my weight loss surgery, you got to look at yourself. It makes you answer a whole lot of questions.
Yeah.
Why I got so big? Why How did I let myself get that way? Because I was mad with myself and I was guilty. Why did I let myself get like this? How could I have done this to myself? Even now, when you lost your weight and you got all this skin hanging, it's a reminder of what I did to myself.
your
So
struggle could be very
it's
similar.
guilt.
Your struggle could be very similar to other people's struggles. Do you know
Mhm.
that you will probably other people will benefit from just hearing your story?
Oh,
Oh yeah. It's funny you said that because one of the nutritionists at Rex reached out to me about being a mentor to a guy there because, like I said, I was 618 pounds when I walked in the door at Rex. I'm down to
yeah.
262 now.
No,
So
I gotta give you props, but I gotta give you props, but I gotta give you props for that.
so so
Yeah.
so it's one of them things where and it won't easy at all. That's what I say when I always laugh when people say I took the easy way out. Man,
Mhm.
I miss fried chicken. I miss pork chops. I miss all that.
I like the
You
way
know,
it
yeah.
tastes. Are
Right.
you are you glad that you're not the biggest person in the room anymore?
Yes. That's the yeah. Oh yeah.
I got tired of that.
Like right now, like this, I have a coworker now, and I see the look on her face, because she's a large woman. I see the look on her face, man. I'm like, I want to reach out, but I'm a man. I shouldn't be. I'm like, there's ways that you can, you know, I can just tell it's not gonna be long. You know what I mean? She can barely get around and whatnot. She's a good educator.
Probably doing some research too.
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
and, and I just want to reach out to her and be like, look, there's ways you can help yourself. You know what I mean? And it's tough, but it's gonna be a lot tougher than you being in a few years in a wheelchair or whatnot and not be able to get around.
I might, if that was me and you said this to me, I might get offended.
And that's what I'm saying. I haven't said that to her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's
If,
but
I might get
I
offended because I'm like, who is he to tell me? So what, he
and
thinks
that's what I'm
something wrong
saying.
with me?
Yeah,
And that's
Yeah.
what
yeah.
I'm saying. And that's why I think it's good that I have the aspect now where like, oh, I know not to say that because if someone that came up to me then, I'd be like, hey man, who the heck are you? You know?
Uh-huh. You
Well,
get offended.
I think I like you too. I think I really like you too, and because I like you too, I'm going to help. I'm going to look out for you. I'm going to eat those pork chops for you. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
eat those
Thank
brownies
you.
for you and
Good.
everything
Yeah,
else.
eat them pork chops for me. Eat them
I,
pork
I
chops
I
for
take
me.
care of all that for y'all, so y'all ain't got to worry about it. I got y'all. I got y'all. I'm your man's in them. I got y'all. I got y'all.
And,
But listen,
eat a couple chicken wings for me too.
I got that too. Matter of fact, I got one on stash. But check this out. Now I'm disabled. I'm disabled, and I be around a lot of other disabled people.
Yo, hey, wait a minute. You go to the karaoke, don't you?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
knew I
yeah,
recognized you. I knew I recognized
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, man, I do. I be talking to you every once in a while. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about. Okay.
I get my Stevie Wonder on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Where
sir.
do you go, Mr.
What's
Singleton? Where do
Kevin?
you go?
At the I go with some friends at the place over there that they just ran into the place in the building.
Chill
I can't,
bar.
I don't recall ever seeing you there.
Me
Okay, but yeah.
either.
I be in the cut, man. That's
Oh.
Yeah, you might catch me doing my Stevie Wonder
every
impersonation.
time I walk in, you there singing. Every time I walk in, anytime I've been like 4 or 5 times. Every time
That's
you
what I
singing
do.
first.
Looking back on when I
Yeah,
was a little nappy-headed boy. That's
yeah.
what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do. But check it out. I'm disabled, right? And I be around a lot of other disabled people, and I talk to other disabled people, and I get upset when I hear people say that people who are obese are not really disabled. They're not disabled because they did it to
Whatever.
themselves. So they shouldn't be in the handicap parking and stuff like that. And like I said, I have family members that have been in that situation or have gone through whatever. So I disagree with that. How do you guys feel when you hear people say stuff like that? You guys are not really disabled. It's not a real disability. You did it to yourself. I mean, what are your thoughts when you hear stuff like that?
Me personally, and I get where they're coming from. Don't get me wrong. Because if like when I was at my biggest, I'm not gonna lie, I did park in them handicap spots because I just didn't feel like walking. And then I have knee issues. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't walk that far with the knee issues and everything. But if I saw somebody, like say if I saw somebody with a wheelchair or something like that, or an older person, I'd back right out that spot and go park further down, but that's just me. But I would always tell people, man, you can't judge somebody if they got that daggone placard for a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you got people with mental issues that got placards. So
Right. Okay, yeah, because I'd be lying if I said I haven't heard that before, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like I've even seen where because I'm disabled and I still go through. I see people that give me the mean bugs. They see me, they feel like okay, because when you see me in my car, sometimes you don't even see the wheelchair. You don't know the wheelchair is there, so you feel like I'm just this young guy who's parking the disabled. They're like, and I get the mean mugs from the older people, whatever. Why are you parking there? You shouldn't be. And when they see the wheelchair, it's like, okay, now they back off a little bit.
And probably feel
Yeah,
bad.
but I shouldn't have to show you my wheelchair for you to know that I
Yeah.
deserve to park here. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
But
exactly.
unfortunately, I do
Well,
have
you
to
know
go through
what? I see what you're saying. We did do it to ourselves. We
Yeah.
did, and it's just so happened some people because of we don't wake up in the morning and you get up and you're a little girl or a little boy and you decide what you want to be in life and you say I want to be overweight. You decide. I decide I want to be an alcoholic and a drug abuser. You don't wake up saying that. It's just circumstances in your life that just happen, and sometimes you can't control them, or you could control them, but you didn't have the tools, or you don't know how to control yourself, and you might become handicapped when you're big and you can't walk, and just that's just the way it is. So everybody got their own thoughts on that. So
But you know what I have observed though, some people can eat the same amount as a person. A heavier person can eat the same amount as a person who was thin, and still that
uh-huh.
heavier person will continue to gain weight. So everybody's
Metabolism.
metabolism is different.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's just
Yeah,
very unfortunate that sometimes people just put on more weight than others.
yeah. Some people just can't. I can't. I know
I
I
yeah,
can't.
I wasn't blessed with a good metabolism. Like my daughter, like I said, me and my wife were both big. And I tell my daughter, I'm like, look, baby, I said, I love you no matter what, but I just don't. You see how big Daddy was, and I couldn't do anything with you. I don't want you to get like that. I don't tell her she can't eat anything though, but she's athletic. She was blessed with athleticism, so so she's always moving, so
Hmm.
she can sit there and eat like she wants to right now, and then not, she'll still lose weight because she's always moving. Me, I
Hmm.
was lazy. I'm not gonna lie. I just sat around and ate all day. I was
Yeah,
a fat boy.
yeah.
Wow.
I
Well,
just I didn't think I had to exercise, so I didn't.
I'm the idiot of this crew here of the We Do It for the Culture video. So sometimes I ask the idiot questions that could be sometimes looked at it as like, why the hell would you ask a question like that? So I'm gonna ask you guys a question that you're probably gonna want to curse me out, but I have to ask because I'm the idiot of the show. Did the weight affect your sex lives at all?
Yes.
I'm the idiot of the show. I
No,
gotta ask the
because
idiot questions. They don't
because
look at
I
me
was
like,
I was ready for that question. I already knew he was gonna ask.
Just bust out laughing.
Yes, it did.
okay, so I mean, because I know you sometimes your wife look at you, she like, you got to look like she wants to do the papa. She want to do the papa, but your self esteem is messing with you, like, you know what I mean? So so I'm like, I mean, do you have to do like certain positions
Oh
because you know what
God.
I mean? I mean, because
Yeah.
let's be
Yeah.
I can ask these questions because I'm in a wheelchair and you know what I mean, and I got to deal with the same things. You know what I mean?
Well,
When it comes to
well,
sex,
since
you
we're
know
doing
what I
it,
mean?
I'll just say this for me. Because of my weight, I could not lay flat on my back.
Okay. Now, Danny, did you mostly have to hit it from the back because of
Oh
your
no.
situation,
Hey,
man?
look, man. Oh my goodness.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Okay.
All I'm saying is now my wife is enjoying it.
That's what I'm talking about. Awesome. I like to hear it. I'm glad that the sex life is improving. We all need sex. We all need that good loving.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm missing some. I need me some. You had some.
Um, let's see here.
Oh man.
They said they do their supplements. I really want to encourage you all to start your own groups because it would really benefit people that either want to take the surgery or just going through a struggle. You can touch lives. You really can.
Yeah.
I really would like to encourage that.
You know what? Weight. This weight thing is a tender subject with somebody, and sometimes you just don't know how to approach them.
Yeah.
But
But I see what she's saying.
Yeah.
She's saying that people that's thinking about it or openly thinking about it or already have done it. Because I mean, if I wish somebody would have reached out to me when I first asked her. Like again, when you look online, you see a lot of women, mostly white women, but you see some black women, but you don't see a lot of men. Period, that openly talk about their weight loss journey. You know, and so like literally my first 6 months was hell, man, because mentally I was like, man, what the heck? I'm in it by myself. You know, my wife she didn't understand what was going on in my body. She didn't understand what's going on in my mind. But then I started noticing these guys. I'm like, oh man, I'm not by myself. You know?
Now, I've heard you say that word a few times. Mentally. Is it safe to say that going through that causes a lot of mental health problems, like suicide, anything like that? That ever crossed your
Yeah.
mind? Do people like? Do you guys deal with mental health stuff like that?
I
Yeah.
would say yes. There's definitely because if you look at divorce rate within people that have surgery, uh, because I always think that this is just me, and I always think that since they make us go through classes at Rex or anywhere, I think that the husbands or the wife should go at least come with us, you know, so they can see what to expect. Because I think the spouse doesn't understand because at the time, only one person can go in at a time. You know, it's in the middle. At least with me, it was in the middle of lockdown. So I mean, you really couldn't have a support group with you to go. But to feel like you're walking through by yourself, going through by yourself. Like my wife, she was so awesome. I don't know how she stayed with me for first 6 months because I was angry, man. If I didn't eat at a certain time, if I didn't, you know, it was one of the things I was ready to fight. You know, it's one of the things because
Appreciate the honesty.
my body was going through so many changes. I couldn't verbally say it because I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to admit to being. And then, like I said, every day I was looking in the mirror, I was still seeing, oh, Danny, you still fat. You didn't lose any weight. But at the same time, I was wearing 8X clothes, man. And I'm like, my principal had to say, Mr. Singleton, you better get some new daggone clothes or you're going to fly out of here. Because I was still I was still wearing the clothes that I had when I was 8X. And she sat there and pulled me to the side. And my principal's type, she ain't going to bite her tongue about it. You know, she can be like, it's time for you to get some new clothes, Miss Singleton, because you don't be wearing these pants and these shirts and stuff no more because they're literally, if a strong wind came by, but I didn't see myself like that. To me, the clothes were still tight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you
Wow.
still have some of the pieces in your closet?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes,
what's that all about? Is that just in case you feel like if you gain the weight again? Is it?
I'm
Is it?
scared. That's part. It's like if I throw them away, I'm gonna get big. That's in my head.
And
And I
then
told my wife,
also, you're proud of yourself too, because then you look where I came from.
yeah, that's true.
But you know what? I don't. When you get to a certain size and you can't lose the weight, to me, you can say what you want to say. You got some depression things going on. You got some
It's
things
depression.
going
Yeah,
on.
that's that what
Because
it's depression.
you don't think the same way other people think. You think different.
I figure mental health will have some type of will play some type of part in this in somewhere, whatever, because you have insecurities, you know what I mean, and you're dealing with these
Yes,
insecurities that you can't do certain things. You got to deal about people looking at you, some people laughing, and then the pointing. So you know what I mean. It could be a lot to process. You know what I mean, and if you got to be a real strong individual for you to not feel like sometimes you want to hurt yourself. I'll
Right.
Yeah,
just say, you know what? You want to laugh? I give you something to laugh at. I'm just gonna. How about what you? Are you gonna laugh when I leave here?
Hmm.
Like, how you gonna feel about when I leave here? Or, you know what I mean? So I know mental health has to play some type of games with
I
you while
didn't.
you're going through.
I thought that way to a certain extent. Not that I was going to do something to myself, but I thought one day I may not be here, and then I got to the point where I was just accepting. I was accepting it. I just may not
yep,
be here one day.
yep.
Man,
I
Um.
may. I
So
may. I may. One morning I may not wake up.
wow.
okay.
So I know that you had some complications, Miss Hudson. But what was the recovery time after the surgery for both of you?
2 weeks for the weight loss surgery. But I didn't. I couldn't go back to work until they released me, which was about a month.
Okay. What about wounds, wound care?
Well, well, with me, like this, it was laparoscopic. So I mean,
Oh.
I still got some scars, but I mean, it basically like incisions in your stomach. They stick there's tubes down in there and then pull them out.
Hmm.
My recovery wasn't. If I look when during the time it was horrible, but it wasn't that bad. Now that I look back on it, um, like the only thing is like sleeping, trying to get used to sleeping a certain way. That's the only discomfort I had. Um, like I had no complications when I look back on it.
Hmm.
As from the surgery, like I said, zero complications.
From the surgery, I had no complications from the weight loss surgery. My
Yeah.
complications only came from when they repaired my hernia. That was it for me. But the weight loss surgery, nothing. I
Okay,
have no
so
horror story. I
okay,
wish
so
I
we
would have did it 5 years ago.
Same here.
so we know that you guys had the weight problem, whatever. But sometimes people don't understand that the weight comes from different things. It could be genetic, it could be from uh stress, it could be from medications. What are some of the things that contributed to you gaining the weight? Was it just not caring about what you eat, or was it something that was genetically? Because I know in some families, you know, the aunts were big, the grandmother was big, so it was kind of like it's like a genetic thing. It's in the genes.
I was just lazy.
Nobody's in my family. Nobody in my family. I was the biggest person in my
Yeah,
family.
I was just
I was the
lazy, man.
biggest person.
I was a greedy fat boy.
Mine came from not feeling like I was enough or good enough.
Enough, exactly. Yeah.
What you mean not feeling like you're enough? Like you mean not feeling like you were?
Not important.
Hmm.
Like
Not
my mom
important.
will tell you. My mom will tell you. She has 3 children. She tell you I'm her favorite child. It's just. But I didn't feel like anybody else. Other than my mom and my wife, I didn't feel like I was loved by anybody other than those two.
Hmm. Yeah.
Until my daughter came along, of course. But it's just and then worrying about what people are saying. It's just like, oh, let me cope. Let me eat something. And then after a while,
I had daddy issues.
yeah.
Have you all ever had issues on a flight
Uh-huh.
Well,
with
it's funny you
seeing?
said that.
Hmm.
I've never flew before I had weight loss surgery, so I was scared. I was scared because of that.
Mm.
I went to go fly when my husband's sister's husband passed away, and we went to go to Colorado Springs, and I needed an extension to the seatbelt.
Oh wow.
Now,
Yeah,
do they
That,
make? Now I
that
know in some cases they make you charge for extra seat, right?
they didn't make me charge for the extra seat. No, the seats
Okay.
were small, but I squeezed my big tail up in there. But I had to get an extra extension just so I can buckle the seat belt so it can connect. And that was, to me, I was so embarrassed that what I did when I first got on the plane, I went ahead and whispered it to the stewardess ear so that she'll just go ahead and give it to me, so I
it's
wouldn't have to in front of anybody.
it's,
Right.
it's funny you said that about the seat because I flew probably about 7 months after for the first time ever. My brother retired from the military, moved out to Hawaii, and he said, "Come out here, you got a place to stay." So we went out there, and I grabbed the seatbelt extension thinking I was going to need it. And when I sat down, I didn't need it. I was like, and I started almost crying. I was like, "What in the world?" So it's
Mhm.
Oh.
one of the things.
That's one of my
Yeah,
goals to when I get on the plane. That I'm just gonna take that seatbelt and snap it. That's one of the goals. I have
Wow.
two goals, and that's one of them.
yeah.
How many follow-up visits did you have after the surgery?
I'm still going.
Yeah, I go to my annual tomorrow actually. So I can speak for myself, and I'm pretty sure it's the same way with her. Like at first it's like every at first I want to say it's every couple weeks afterwards, then it's every 3 months I think.
Every 3 4 months. Yeah, I
Then
go
it's
again
every
in March.
then it's every 6 months. Then it's every year unless something comes up.
Okay, so
Mhm.
y'all doing these visits after the fact, whatever. What about the visits that before you got the surgery? Your doctors wasn't giving you warnings like when you was doing your annual checkups when you were going to your doctor every 6 months, every year. They weren't saying anything about the weight.
Oh yeah, of course they're saying we fat.
Okay, but they never recommended or they never, made any suggestions of what to do or anything like that.
Well,
Well,
he's different. He's different. My doctors never said a word.
yeah. My
Oh
my
man.
my doctor initially told me to go to a surgeon here in Fayetteville, and the surgeon here in Fayetteville, I'm pretty sure the same one she was talking about. Very discouraging. He did.
Very.
I had my gallbladder removed probably about 10 years ago. He was the one that did it, and his bedside manner is zero.
Oh
Oh
wow.
man.
And I said, I'm not, and because I know people that went to him and had surgery and were successful, but I just know personally I couldn't see myself giving that jerk my money,
Yeah.
uh,
You need to work
and
on.
then walking out and having to go keep seeing them, man. And when I went to Rex, man, from the front desk people to the people help you in the classes they to the hospital staff, they're amazing. And that's
Yeah.
just that's
The Rex was they weren't they awesome? Oh my
yeah.
God, that was the best place. I want to go if I ever get sick again. That's where I'm going.
Oh, I told my wife, this is an exact emergency. We can't make it up to Rex. Take me to Rex.
I ain't
That's
even sick.
right.
I'm ready. I ain't even sick. I'm ready to go.
I'm serious. That hospital awesome.
Did it affect you guys with your sleeping habits at all? Did you
I
have
don't need a
problems sleeping?
I don't need a CPAP machine no more, so my sleep apnea is gone. So
I don't need a CPAP machine no
That's
more.
awesome.
I
Awesome,
don't need
awesome.
it. No, I don't need it. And you know what? If you don't, and I can tell when I don't sleep well, I don't
yeah,
lose weight. If you
yeah,
don't sleep well, you don't lose because when you sleep, that's when you lose weight. A lot of people
yeah.
don't know that. And if I don't
Oh
sleep
boy,
well, I don't lose weight.
you just taught me something new. I didn't know that.
Miss
I
Hudson,
mean,
can I share something an experience that I had with you? Because we do work together.
Okay.
Um, a couple of years ago, when you fell in the parking lot,
Oh,
I hurt for her. I hurt for her that day.
I fell outside in front of
Yeah,
everybody, y'all.
yeah, and we
Yeah.
were doing our best to try to get her up. Yep.
Man,
And that's
that's
what
the
it was
reflection.
years.
Yeah.
I hurt myself and I had to go to the hospital and
Yeah.
my
Her
foot, leg,
ankle
knee, ankle. And that
so
was my
so
second
bad.
time in 2 weeks in 3 weeks falling.
oh wow,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you here to talk about it now. Look at you now, looking like a whole snack over
But you
there.
know what? She's
Right.
always been beautiful. She's always been beautiful. Always dressed. As far as shopping, like she said, she always dresses well.
Okay,
She
okay.
always stay on it.
Looking like
And
a
yeah, I
snack
remember
over there.
I fell. And my husband, he didn't mean any harm, but he hurt my feelings. He said, Robin, if you fall, he said, I'm just gonna have to call 911.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what
man.
he told me. He said, if you fall, I'm gonna have to call 911. He said, because I don't know how I'm gonna get you up.
Yeah.
Man, if I fall, I'm calling Mizz because he lived down the street from me. Miz, come and help me. I need
Look,
help.
that's my husband.
Oh.
That's it.
If
That's
I
it.
fall, I'm calling Mizz. Miz, come and help me. I done fell. I can't get up. Because that's one of my fears too of falling. Because when I was a little smaller in the wheelchair, I could transfer. I could get up and do all kind of stuff. Grab the chair, get up, and pull myself up. I can't pull a damn thing up now. I'm like, if I fall now, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I swear, I tell you. But listen, you guys have been awesome, man. I'm glad you were able to come on and share your story and your experience with people to let people know and helping people because this
Keep
right here is just a blessing for sure. Absolutely.
Keep sharing.
Yes. Yeah. Anything you want to say before we start to close out the show?
I truly appreciate you all coming on the show. I commend you for what you are doing. Keep
no
doing
problem.
what you're doing.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome.
Yes, you guys were awesome, and like I said, please get out there and don't be get out there and share your story, educate people, and because I'm saying like this. I don't know if you know, there's good money in public speaking.
Oh, okay.
There's some good money in public speaking. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Make a difference in somebody's life.
Absolutely. You get out there, you're making $5,000 to $10,000 for a speaking engagement for 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just telling somebody your story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's something to consider. You know what I mean? But you guys have been awesome. Thank you again for joining us on We Do It for the Culture Radio. Give it up for Robin and my boy Danny, man. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you so much. Anything you guys want to plug before we go?
Huh?
Anything you guys want to plug before you go? A business, anything you do, anything like that before we go? No. How about you, Danny?
I'm a teacher, man. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna get out of here and let you guys go. We took almost a good portion of your time already. So thank you again.
Thank you
and you
so
guys
much.
be easy. We love you. 5-4. We out.
Thank you.
All right.
Peace.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.